Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the 110th graduated class of Parker University.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Patrick Bodner, Vice Provost of Parker University, and I'm honored to celebrate commencement with you today. To begin our ceremony, please join me in standing for the singing of the national anthem by a member of this graduating class and her husband, who is an alumni of our Doctor of Chiropractic program, Dr. Nick and Hillary Haney. Hold on, done yet. Afterwards, please remain standing for the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
home of the brave.
That was fantastic. Thank you for that. Let's bow our heads. Almighty God, today our hearts are filled with gratitude as we honor and celebrate Parker University graduates. Thank you for guiding us to this wondrous commencement day. Thank you for our graduates' family and friends, teachers and mentors who have helped them get to this moment and see that great things are in the reach of those who serve others. We hope their happiness be at least as great as ours on this occasion. Bless all the faculty, administration, and staff at Parker University who have educated our graduates intellectually, spiritually, and physically. We pray that our graduates live in the promise of your word and will and step out into the world in faith because they were created on purpose, for a purpose, and with plans to prosper. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. Thank you, and please take your seats. Please join me in welcoming Parker University's Executive Vice President and Provost, Dr. Jane Moschella.
Thank you, Dr. Bodner. As Executive Vice President and Provost of Parker University, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome everyone here today. Graduates, commencement marks a significant milestone in your lives. The ceremony is more than just one day in a student's life. It is about honoring the years of hard work and dedication to get to this point. Our students have had to adapt to a changing world over the last few years, and we want to acknowledge and recognize their perseverance despite the challenges they have faced. At Parker University, we feel it is also very appropriate and essential to recognize a group of dedicated individuals who have given much time and effort to assist these graduates in achieving their goals and making this day possible. To the friends, family, and loved ones who have supported our graduates, we want to say thank you. We would also like to take this opportunity to recognize the many veterans, active duty military personnel, and military family members with us today. On behalf of the Parker University family, thank you for your service to our country. We invite veterans in the audience to please stand and be recognized for your service. Parker University officially opened on September 12, 1982, with 27 students in Irving, Texas. The charter class graduated in September 1985. Parker University now offers 34 academic programs and leads the way in patient-centric, collaborative, and conservative healthcare education, clinical practice, research, and service. Today, we are participating in the 110th commencement of Parker University. There are 92 DC graduates in this class, making a total of 8,123 Parker Doctor of Chiropractic graduates. Yeah. Parker University is also conferring degrees today to our graduating classes of the Masters of Science in Functional Nutrition program, the Master of Science in Clinical Neuroscience, and the Master of Science in Strength and Human Performance. Finally today, we will also award Bachelor of Science degrees with a major in anatomy and a major in health and wellness. And now it is my honor to introduce the rest of our platform party. Dr. William E. Morgan, President of Parker University. Dr. Stephen Brooks, Chairman of the Parker University Board of Trustees. Dr. Tony Doremus, President of the Parker University Alumni Board. Dr. Patrick Bodner, Vice Provost. Ms. Lisa Gabriel, Associate Provost. Dr. Michael Perryman, our commencement keynote speaker. Dr. Celia McGuire, Dean of Academics, College of Chiropractic. Dr. Leon Tom, Dean of Clinics, College of Chiropractic. And of course, last but not least, Ms. Elena Mount, Dean of Student Affairs. We all know Dean Mount. I would also like to honor and recognize some additional members of our amazing senior leadership team at Parker University. These senior administrators work alongside myself and our university president to help run the institution and provide an optimal learning environment for our students. Mr. Clint Gilchrist, Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Donnie McNutt, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, and Parker University Senior Administration Team, Mrs. Vanetta Waveney Fuller-Williams, Chief Human Resources Officer, Dr. Don Dishman, Dean for the Neuroscience Master's Programs, Dr. Tammy Fogarty, Dean of Health and Human Performance, Dr. Drew Reif, Dean of the College of Health Sciences, Dr. Temba Wenya, Dean of the College of Business and Technology, Ms. Andy Repp, Registrar, and Mr. Michael Jackson, Director of Institutional Effectiveness and Planning. It is appropriate and vital to recognize a group of dedicated individuals who have given much time and effort to assist these graduates in achieving their goals and help make this day possible. We at Parker University believe we have the finest faculty and staff of any institution in the world. I want the faculty and staff to stand and receive acknowledgement for their efforts. Carrying the ceremonial mace in today's commencement program is our Faculty Senate President, Ms. Paula Robinson, Associate Professor, Center for Academics. The honored faculty voted on by the April 2022 class are Dr. Michael Moore, Associate Professor, Department of Clinical Sciences, Dr. Michael Perryman, Professor, Department of Basic Sciences, we do love our faculty. Dr. Christopher Cantu, Assistant Professor, Department of Chiropractic Sciences. Dr. Michael Arredondo, Clinic Faculty Doctor. Dr. Jamin Clark, Clinic Faculty Doctor. And Dr. Mike Raper, Clinic Faculty Doctor. Hooding candidates today are Dr. Christopher Cantu and Dr. Michael Arredondo. Thank you for your assistance in this commencement program. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to first recognize the candidates for the Master of Functional Nutrition, Master of Strength and Human Performance, and Master of Clinical Neuroscience programs. Please help me welcome to the podium Dr. Mary Ann Demack, Program Director for Strength and Human Performance.
On September 3rd, 2019, Parker University launched a Master of Science program in functional nutrition. This challenging, creative, and intensive program is evidence-based and focuses on nutritional biochemistry and its application in health maintenance, treatment of disease, and disease prevention. On May 4th, 2020, we launched the Master of Science program in Strength and Human Performance. This exciting program of study is also evidence-based and focuses on physiology, biomechanics, and human metabolism to promote health, enhance physical performance, prevent athletic injuries, and provide strength and conditioning for collegiate and professional athletes. Both of these are very rigorous programs of study. Many of the graduates who sit before us today have completed these degrees while concurrently enrolled full-time in the Doctor of Chiropractic program. Parker is very proud of the graduating class for the Master of Science in Functional Nutrition and Master of Science in Strength and Human Performance programs. Please help me welcome to the podium Parker University's Vice Provost, Dr. Patrick Bodner.
Okay. In early 2019, Parker University launched its popular Master of Neuroscience program. This program consists of a very in-depth and broad range of studies in human neuroanatomy, neurophysiology, and dysfunction of the nervous system. Students in the Master of Neuroscience may also complete an optional clinical residency. It is a very rigorous program, and many of the graduates that sit before us today have completed this program while concurrently enrolled full-time in the Doctor of Chiropractic program. Parker is very proud of this graduating class for the Master of Neuroscience and those that completed the additional clinical residency. Please help me welcome back to the podium Parker University's Dean of Student Affairs, Elena Mount.
Graduation is a day when all students look forward to celebrating with their family and friends and finally getting a chance to walk the stage wearing their regalia. Will the master's degree candidates please stand, and those assisting in the conferring of the degrees, please take your places. I present to you the graduating class of April 2022 for the Master of Functional Nutrition, Master of Neuroscience, and Master of Strength and Human Performance programs. The faculty have determined that each of these students have completed or will soon complete all of the degree requirements. Also, the faculty have certified them as worthy of the title and degree. Will the graduates please come forward? The rest of the graduates please remain seated until the marshal directs your row to rise. Graduating with a master's in neuroscience, Alexis Ruger Barrett. Jade Amanda Gaines. Bailey Lynn Robeson. And Stephen Thomas. Graduating with a Master's of Science in Functional Nutrition, Victoria Campana. Jonathan M. Dean. Jessica Ann McHale. Jessica Marie Miller. Chanel O'Dwyer. J. Milton Ross. And Amory Trevino. Graduating with a Master's of Science in Strength and Human Performance, Amber Sedillos. And April Anna Dunkel. And I'll be able to congratulate. Okay. Congratulations to our master's degree recipients. All right. Now to begin the recognition of our Doctor of Chiropractic graduating class. The salutatorian designations are very special recognitions of American higher education. The salutatorian is an academic title given in the United States and Canada to the second highest graduate based on grade point average of the entire graduating class. The rank of second in the class is one of great academic achievement. Parker University's salutatorian for the April 2022 graduating class is a student who has attained a 3.94 grade point average. Please join me in congratulating Kai Mathern. Kai has chosen not to address his class formally today, but we are very happy to be able to celebrate his achievement. Now, let me take this opportunity to announce the valedictorian of the April 2022 graduating class. The valedictorian is the academic title given to the graduate with the highest cumulative grade point average. The rank of first in the graduating class represents a significant achievement at Parker University, an achievement based on sustained effort over several years. Parker's valedictorian completed this challenging course of study with a 3.97 cumulative GPA. Please join me in congratulating Brandy Jones.
Good morning, family and friends of the class of 2022. We are so blessed you could all be here to share in this exciting life milestone. To my classmates, this is a day we will always be able to look back on and remember all that we have achieved. Take advantage of this day and this moment we have, because it'll truly be the last time we're all here together. It has been 3 years, 3 months, and 2 days to get to this moment. A total of 1,188 days ago, we began our journey together at Parker University. Looking back to that day, it really doesn't seem like that much time has passed. However, whenever we began class on that first Monday morning in January, graduation looked like a lifetime away. And here we are finally. That much time together makes us all family. As a family, we have shared countless laughs together, tears together, frustrations together, our anxieties over exams together, maybe even a few drinks together when our tests really showed us who's boss. And yes, we even disagreed with each other on multiple occasions. Now, one thing we can all agree on is that this program is not for the weak. I know I wasn't the only one during midterms of Tri 3 thinking to myself, what in the world did I get myself into? Is this really what I want to do with my life? Not to mention, that same week, our school was hit by an F3 tornado that nearly stopped us in our tracks. And disclaimer, I know this is something that we were all secretly hoping for since it was midterms, but never believed would actually happen, and certainly not to the extent that it did. Luckily, our school managed to have us back to campus just a week later. Everything was looking up, right? Wrong. That very next trimester was when the COVID-19 virus ran rampant around the globe and eventually shifted our learning to 100% online for the unforeseeable future. Again, I began to question, how in the world are we supposed to learn to be chiropractors totally online? Thankfully, the school brought us back to in-person labs halfway through that next trimester. As you can see, this clearly has not been an easy journey for any of us. This program constantly challenges you mentally, physically, and emotionally. The endless assignments, the numerous exams and practicals, one after another, really push you to your limits. Don't even get me started about the clinic. The academic challenges don't even account for the personal challenges and struggles each and every one of us had to face outside of school. All of us has shown a great level of determination, resilience, and strength to get to this point and cross that finish line. This journey we have all gone through together was just the beginning of the wonderful lives and careers I hope we each will have. As you move on in life, I hope you will remember a few things. First, never stop working on yourself. Yes, school may be over, but the learning doesn't end here. Continue to learn new tricks and trades. Work to be the best husband, wife, mother, father, daughter, sister, or brother that you can. Give yourself grace and realize perfection is impossible to reach. Accept your imperfections, be happy with who you are and how you hold yourself. Next, always be kind. I still remember the golden rule my dad always told me to live by. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Every person is dealing with their own struggles in life, even if they don't seem like it. Acknowledge that you're not ever going to understand what someone else is going through and be empathetic. The smallest act of kindness can make a huge impact on someone's day, so be the positive impact. Lastly, love unconditionally and care without hesitation for not only your patients, but for all people around you. We're in this field because we love serving others, but that doesn't mean for it to stay in the confines of our offices. Help those around you. Volunteer at your local animal shelter or food bank. Donate old clothes to a women's shelter or a homeless shelter. Spend a day or two giving care to those who are less fortunate and cannot afford it otherwise. Do what you can to change the world for the good. To finish, I want to thank all of Parker University instructors, administration, and staff for helping us throughout these years. I want to thank my friends for always being there for me in the good times and the bad. I want to personally thank Dr. Justin Holmes and Dr. Jay Clark, my 2 clinic faculty doctors, for their knowledge, instruction, and guidance in my time in clinic. I want to thank my family for their never-ending love and support. My parents are the reason why I've made it this far, and I could not have done it without them. Mom and Dad, I love you both more than you will ever know. And don't worry, I will be off the payroll very soon. Lastly, I want to thank all of my classmates and now colleagues for an unforgettable experience I will always be able to look back on and be so grateful for. I wish a beautiful life for you all. I want to leave you all with a quote to think about as you embark on your careers from Thomas Edison. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. Congratulations, class of 2022, and so the adventure begins.
Thank you, Brandy. Now, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium the chairman of the Parker University Board of Trustees, Dr. Stephen Brooks, who will present the Robert J. Zeppeth Service and Leadership Award. Following his presentation, the James W. Parker Philosophy Award, named in honor of our founder, will be presented by our president, Dr. William E. Morgan.
Thank you, Dean Mount. The Robert J. Zeppeth Service and Leadership Award is presented to a graduating student upon the recommendation of a select committee comprised of faculty, staff, and administrators. The award is in recognition of their dedication and service, that it reflects the exemplary service and leadership of Dr. Robert J. Zeppeth, who served as chair of the Board of Trustees of Parker University from 1987 to 2003. Please join me in congratulating Melanie Bates. Melanie, you here? No Melanie. Well, we'll make sure she gets this, and I'll take a picture by myself. Dr. Morgan?
Thank you, Dr. Brooks. Each commencement, the James W. Parker Philosophy Award Committee selects a member of the graduating class to be recognized for the exemplary abilities of espousing the philosophy, science, and art of the chiropractic profession. Also, the recipient is recognized for incorporating into their professional philosophy those principles which become the hallmark of Parker University. So please help me in congratulating Hillary Haney, who is also our vocalist today. So, Hillary. Congratulations. Good job. Thanks. Beautiful music. Now I'd like to ask our Executive Vice President and Provost, Dr. Jay Michella, to join the podium.
There we go. Thank you. After completion of his postgraduate medical training, Dr. Michael Perryman joined a multidisciplinary healthcare facility in Fort Worth, Texas. Over the next 10 years, while in clinical practice, he began delivering a variety of health and educational seminars with a focus on improving quality of life. It was during this time that Dr. Perryman discovered his passion for teaching and interacting with others in educational settings. In the spring of 1996, Dr. Perryman joined the academic faculty at Parker University. As a professor over the past 26 years, his primary area in academics has been pathology, which includes a discussion of the etiology and pathogenesis of the most common diseases and disorders often encountered in clinical setting. Dr. Perryman also teaches pharmacology and toxicology with an emphasis in the mechanism and toxicology of both traditional and alternative medicine. Throughout his career with Parker University, he continues to demonstrate his passion and commitment to providing the highest quality of chiropractic education for his students, both in the classroom as well as in other educational settings. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Michael Perryman.
I would like to thank Dr. Morgan, our president, Dr. Michella, our provost, for this opportunity to be with you this morning. I also want to recognize the members of our Board of Trustees who are with us in attendance, as well as those on the platform behind me, including our distinguished deans and our dedicated faculty. I also want to welcome all the family members and friends who are here to celebrate in this special occasion. But we are here today to recognize a very special group of individuals, members of the Parker University graduating class of spring of 2022. I want to say how honored I am that you've asked me to have this opportunity to share a few of my thoughts with you as you move forward into the next part of your life. When I was notified by the DC graduating class of their interest that they'd requested I deliver this commencement address, I kept asking myself, what pearls of wisdom could I share with such an accomplished group of individuals who possess a seemingly endless reserve of future potential? These are my comments to you on what will be our last day we spend together. Where's the roll sheet? I'm not that emotional about it. I recognized Thursday at our faculty luncheon that you still remember our special version of Happy Birthday. Now, let me share a few of my last thoughts. A change is coming. I have often been accused of chasing squirrels in the classroom. For those unfamiliar with that term, at times I do get tangential. I tend to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. And you as a class have always been very patient and accommodating. Now, the purpose of those stories was to make the words in your notes come flying off the paper and into your imaginations, so that one day when that same patient walks into your office, you've already been there, you've already seen it, and you can go to work. So if you allow me to indulge you one more time for one last story. We've been through a very eventful 2.5 years, beginning back in October of 2019, when Parker University was hit with an EF3 tornado, running winds of over 200 miles an hour, causing heavy damage to our institution, completely destroying one of the 3 main buildings, most notably the South Building. This required that many of our classes had to go online, while some remained on campus. The implementation of this program online was initiated within the first week that we were back on campus. Then 5 months later, COVID showed up on our doorstep. Beginning the morning of the 23rd of March, 2020, as an institution, we shifted to a completely online program. I actually don't recall missing a single day. If you're looking for a silver lining, it was that tornado of October 2019 that initiated the program that allowed us the capability of shifting to a completely online program and other school business, virtually speaking. Now think about everything that has changed over the past 2 years, both in our public and our private lives, as the consequences of COVID-19. Many businesses had to close. Restaurants closed their doors. Most of the educational institutions around the area had to close their campuses and to shift to a virtual online format. On a personal level, many of us had to cancel our family gatherings such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. We were concerned about the ongoing pandemic that was upon us at the time. This affected most of our family circles. When we thought everything was in our rearview mirror, here comes the winter of 2021. Specifically, the month of February, one of the coldest winters ever recorded in this region in my lifetime, and I'm almost 7 decades old, so. This lasted almost 2 weeks with cold weather, and also the power grid shut down, if you recall. People had no electricity, sometimes for over a week. And once again, we had to adapt. And yet, despite all of these changes in your normal lives, we continue to celebrate. You are here today to celebrate your resilience, your passion, and your focus to stay the course, to complete what you started 3.5 years ago. You have endured countless hours of lectures, labs, and as for exams, quizzes, and practicals, in the infamous words of Dr. Adwani, your microbiology professor, when describing the number of bacterial colonies on a Petri plate, your assessments are TNTC, too numerous to count. There's no question by now that you have probably forgotten more anatomy than most individuals will ever know in a lifetime. And by now, you've probably discovered a new word for biochemistry. It's called nutrition. How important is nutrition in the treatment plan of your future patients? As far as my pathology course, remember your future patients are not as familiar with the language that we use to describe disease and disorders. For most people, this sounds like psychobabble. Remember to always use a language that they understand. I remember a former incident just as we are this morning. I was lining up with some of the students to march them in, and I turned to the student next to me and I said, "How do you feel this morning?" His response to me was, "I feel like I know a little about everything, but not a whole lot about anything." Maybe you're having some of those same feelings this morning. I can assure you that every person behind me on this platform has gone through that same portal in their early lives when they were at this stage in their professional development. The reality for all of us is the actual learning curve begins in earnest on the very first day when you walk into an exam room and introduce yourself for the very first time as Dr. So-and-so. While you were at Parker, I have had the gratifying experience of seeing some of you win awards regarding excellence in service to the community, have your name included in a paper that was accepted for publication, received a well-deserved scholarship, be accepted to an internship or externship that you had to apply to in order to continue your clinical experience, and for you who have found and have been offered a dream job. But your focus is now shifting to a much bigger picture, a much bigger audience, and that would be the community in which you choose to practice. My message to you is importance, the reward, and the responsibility of using your unique talents and energies to make a positive impact on your community. And I mean that in the broadest terms. This will include your family, your workplace, your neighborhood, your place of worship, even the stranger on the street you meet during the course of your day. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give to others." Let excellence be your brand. Excellence is the result of caring more than others think is wise, risking more than other things people think is safe, and dreaming more than others think is possible. Don't take yourself too seriously, but never underestimate your potential to change people's lives. Don't get caught up in your own ambitions that you forget to be generous to others. And don't forget to laugh, especially at yourself. You can sometimes be your own worst critic. At heart, I'm a traditionalist. I enjoy all this pomp and circumstance. I try to maintain some attachment to the past. Some of them on the platform this morning can still remember that big blue globe on a revolving pedestal that sat at the front entrance of Parker University. It could be seen for miles at nighttime when the lights inside the globe were turned on. It was like a lighthouse against the night skyline. I will always have fond memories of that south building that went with the tornado. But over these last 2 years, like a phoenix from the sands in the desert, it has risen. And now we have a new building. We just had our grand opening a couple of days ago. I will share with you, I was very fortunate this last trimester to teach there's one classroom, it's probably the largest classroom on campus. I had the opportunity to teach one of my courses in that classroom. When you walk in there, it's like walking into a cockpit of a 747. The technology is absolutely incredible. I know of one landmark that still remains. You see it every time you walk into the north building. The next time you walk into the north building through those two glass doors, check out the mosaic tile near the base of the stairwell. You'll see these three words: education, research, and service. Today, those are the three words that encompass the vision of the university's founding father, Dr. Parker. I want to talk about those three words for a moment on an individual basis. Education. When does your learning curve reach its maximum? On occasions, you may take a break to refuel and re-energize, but in reality, there is no end to the amount of knowledge your brain can support. You just have to use it. We as faculty have given our best to give you a healthy start, but it's up to you to determine the length and the breadth of the information you will eventually acquire. Research. This term means that your future patients deserve the very best of knowledge and information from you that is currently available. This means that you must stay current at all times in the ever-changing knowledge and techniques that is chiropractic. Now, service. Loving service, my first technique, one of the infamous Parker principles. Almost 40 years ago, my wife and I were dining at a Chinese restaurant that we frequented often. There was a Chinese quote in my fortune cookie, and with the encouragement of my wife, I have kept it in a secure place for all these years. And it goes something like this: a woman's premonition is much more accurate than a man's certainty, end quote. Now listen carefully. The patient's premonition is always accurate. Did they not select you first as their primary care physician? Did they not put their abiding trust in you to determine what their underlying problem and diagnosis is? And finally, did they not mention your name when a family member or a friend asked them for a referral? You've been blessed with a very special gift. It has to be more than just your ever-increasing expansion of knowledge, more than just your sense of touch to accurately diagnose a problem and effectively design a treatment plan, more than just your ability to adjust with the most effective outcome. It is your ability to listen and to hear what your patient is trying to say to you, sometimes through the unspoken word. This is what your patient may be looking for, someone that will just listen. And sometimes it's just as important to hear what the patient is not saying. When a patient comes to you seeking care for the very first time, there is no doubt, as their caregiver, using your skilled hands and your experience, you can read, sense, and interpret what that individual is trying to say to you without the utterance of a single word. It is in that moment you will know you have made the right decision in your journey to facilitate the healing arts, philosophy, and the science of chiropractic. There will always be change. There is no such thing as status quo. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is your higher calling. The only way you can do a great job is to love what you do. And as with all matters of the heart, you will always know it when you find it. Your presence here this morning as a part of this day of celebration is a confirmation that you are following the desires of your heart. One final request. I want to urge each of you to keep in touch with your alma mater. This includes your classmates, your professors who you feel had a vested interest in your efforts to reach your eventual goals in the course of your programs. Maintain an ongoing relationship with your alumni association. Attend any and all scheduled Parker venues, including the Parker seminars, for continuing education. God bless each and every one of you on this, your day of celebration. Thank you.
Dr. Perryman, thank you for your excellent speech. On behalf of Parker University, I would like to give you this gift to commemorate your contributions to today's ceremony. If I could find it. Come this way. Please join me in welcoming back to the podium Parker University's Vice Provost, Dr. Patrick Bodner.
Parker University is empowered by the accreditation of the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, Commission on Colleges, and the state of Texas to award degrees for the following programs: Doctor of Chiropractic, Master of Science in Functional Nutrition, Master of Science in Neuroscience, Master of Science in Strength and Human Performance, Bachelor of Science degree with a major in Anatomy, and a Bachelor of Science degree with a major in Health and Wellness. On this very special day, we recognize those students who have earned their Bachelor of Science degree while working concurrently toward their Doctor of Chiropractic degree. Will these students graduating with these degrees please stand to be recognized? Congratulations to you, graduates. At this time, I am pleased to ask Dean Elena Mount to present candidates for the Doctor of Chiropractic program.
Okay, graduates, please stand. Those assisting in the conferring of the degrees, please take your places. I present to you the graduating class of April 2022. The faculty have determined that each of these students have completed or will soon complete all of the degree requirements. Also, the faculty have certified them as worthy of the title and degree Doctor of Chiropractic with the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Will the first set of graduates please come forward? The rest of the graduates please remain until the marshal directs your row to rise. Some of these candidates have family members who are doctors in one of the disciplines of the healing arts. It is a tradition at Parker to allow those doctors to participate in this special occasion with the privilege of handing the graduating family member their diploma at the commencement ceremony. Additionally, we have graduates that will be receiving honors today. Those graduates will be awarded as the following: cum laude with praise, GPAs 3.5 to 3.74 will be indicated with a blue cord. Magna cum laude with great honor, GPAs 3.75 to 3.89 will be indicated with a silver cord. Summa cum laude with highest praise, GPAs 3.9 to 4.0 will be indicated with a gold cord. Finally, we recognize and honor the service to our country by our veteran graduates. They will be identified by a red, white, and blue cord. I will now call the names of our graduates. Michael Q. Adams. Hannah Marie Olabin. Adam Ardwin. Alexis Ruger Barrett, graduating cum laude. Jacqueline Becker, presented by her sister, Dr. Erica Becker. Brandon Buis, graduating cum laude. Joshua James Brandon, graduating cum laude. Adam Bruce Browning. Christy Lynn Butler. Victoria Page Campana. Austin Carr. Alex Lee Castro. Christopher Ty Chiglo. Matthew Clevenger. Troy William Cook. Jonathan M. Dean, presented by his wife, Dr. Allison Haley. Tyler Claire DeRoff. Tiara Nishan Dolberry. Spencer Kane Dupre. Kelson James English. Justice Chukwuemeka Ezani. Chelsea Ann Feckner. Antonio Andre Flacker. Sean Forbes. Jade Amanda Gaines. Sebastian Xavier Garza. Claudia Jeanette Gomez. Christopher Michael Greenwell. Hillary Haney, presented by her husband, Dr. Nick Haney. Michelle Ann Harper. Antonio Levon Harris, Jr. Jolie Kate Higginbotham. Peyton Robert Hulse. Amanda Louise Jackson. Brent A. Johnson. Brandy Renee Jones. Erminia Ermelinda Juarez. Sarah Catherine Knight, graduating cum laude. Michael Anton Lalama. Angelica Sarai Liao. Cornell David LeBlanc, presented by his father, Dr. Cornell LeBlanc. Kenneth Joseph Liu. Taylor Mahler. Nicholas Malice, graduating magna cum laude. Natasha Ray Martin. Kai Nicholas Mathern, graduating summa cum laude and being presented by his uncle, Dr. Heath Mathern. Jacqueline May. Tyler Chad McWhorter. Jessica Ann McHale. Ashley Paige Miller. Jessica Marie Miller. Jonathan Morales, being presented by his uncle, Dr. Javier Gonzalez. Kay Mughal. Matthew Isaac Munoz, being presented by his brother, Dr. Eric Louise Munoz. Ryan Nemi. Chidma LaQueen Wosu, presented by her brother, Dr. Chukwuemeka Wosu. Chanel Ann O'Dwyer. Christy Joy Macaulay Anya. Luis Raul Ortiz Gomez. Tommy Pham. Kellen Lee Pickell. Joseph Charles Penny III. Courtney Lynn Pritchard. Caitlin Joyce Pruitt. Lisbeth Quiros, being presented by her brothers and sister, Doctors Pierre, Emily, Christian, and Giovanni Quiros. Zachary Joseph Roban. J. Milton Ross. James Salmon, presented by his brother, Dr. Spencer Salmon. Nasser Samadi. Andrew R. Sandoval. Nathan Dwayne Schmidt, presented by his father, Dr. Rick Schmidt. Reza Shahosini. David Philip Shaw. Sandra Rochelle Smith. Jessica Caitlin Summers. Jennifer Soto. Rod E. Tiasu. Amory Trevino. Tyler Vaughn. Devontae Walker. Megan M. Walls. Jasmine Alicia Michelle Warden. Alexis Danielle Wynn, graduating cum laude. Hannah Faith Wilkie. Alan James Wilkinson. And Isabella Williams. Please can join me in congratulating our graduates for the April 2022 class of our Doctor of Chiropractic program. Please help me welcome back to the podium the Vice Provost of Parker University, Dr. Patrick Bodner.
All right, well, congratulations, graduates. Doctor of Chiropractic graduates, please rise and raise your right hand and repeat after me for the chiropractic oath. Additionally, we would like all doctors of chiropractic in the audience to please stand and join us in reaffirming their commitment by reciting the oath with the graduates. Graduates, please remain standing after taking the oath. Thank you, and please recite after me. I do hereby affirm before God and these assembled witnesses. All right. That I will keep this oath and life commitment. To hold in esteem and respect. Those who taught me this chiropractic healing art. To follow the methods of treatment, which according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the highest benefit of my patients. To abstain from whatever is deleterious and unethical. And to stand ready at all times to serve my fellow man. Without distinction of race, creed, or color. With purity, I will pass my life and practice my art. I will at all times consider the patients under my care to be of supreme importance. I will not spare myself in providing my patients the care I have been taught to give by my alma mater. I will keep inviolate all things revealed to me as a physician while I continue to faithfully keep this oath. May it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the chiropractic healing art, respected by all people at all times. Congratulations. Please welcome back to the podium our president, Dr. William Morgan.
Thank you very much. Of course, the fun is just going to begin as you enter a lifetime of service. And we were talking a little bit about, Dr. Perriman, about serving your community. And if I could give one bit of business advice, is to give to your community wherever you land. If you give and get involved in your community and show that loving service, that community will give back to you in tenfold. And also, and those chiropractors in the audience, you understand this, that try never to lose that sense of wonder at what we do with our patients. And never be that person who just goes and treats it like work, because virtually every day you go to work, you're going to provide a life-changing experience to someone. And you should respect it for what it is. When you put your hands on people, you will change your lives. And most of you have been patients, has brought you here. I remember my chiropractor gave me my life back. And I guarantee he never took it for granted what he was doing. And I ask you not to do that either. We were all given a coin as we pass the stage, and the coins have a couple of our Parker principles on there. But number one is loving service is my first technique. That is the bedrock of what we have at Parker. We want you to provide loving service to those patients who walked in. It kind of goes with my advice I said a minute ago, that never lose that sense of wonder and the power of the body to heal itself, and how you're involved in that. But the coins go back, there's a tradition to these. This goes back to the U.S. military, U.S. Army Special Forces in Vietnam, where they would have unit coins, and these coins would represent, as a memento, the training they'd gone through, the people they'd gone through with the training, and those who they left behind. And they always would carry these coins, certainly when you're heading someplace where there's going to be libations served, and somebody would knock that coin. If you didn't have your coin, that was a memento, a monument to those who went before you, you're buying the round. The oath we just took, we all took and we all reaffirmed, is a modification of the sacred oath that was originated by Hippocrates. And for Hippocrates, he revolutionized healthcare. Before his time, doctors were kind of nefarious people. They could take advantage of people. They could take money or bribes from someone to give someone a poison rather than a remedy. They could take advantage of slaves or women. They could share secrets. But when Hippocrates created that oath, it changed everything. Within 1 century in the ancient world, everyone required their physician to have taken that oath. And they would ask, are you a physician of the oath? It held them to a higher standard. And versions of it have gone through 2,500 years. I feel the chiropractic oath is superior to the Hippocratic oath, but it's important that we maintain these traditions. As Dr. Perryman said, he likes the traditions. And I had no idea how much I was going to love these graduations, but we wear this ancient garb. We had such formal ceremonies, but taking that oath is a sober moment of reflecting of the 8 years or more that it took to become a doctor and the importance of it all. Now's my favorite part of the ceremony, and yours too. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me as president of Parker University by the Board of Trustees in the great state of Texas, I hereby confer upon you the degrees of Doctor of Chiropractic, Master of Science, and Bachelor of Science with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities hitherto pertaining. You may now move your tassel from the right side to the left. May I be the first person to call you doctors and to salute you, to welcome you to a fantastic profession. I'd like to bring Dr. Bodner back to the stage to conclude the ceremony. Dr. Bodner?
Honored guests and family and friends, we kindly ask that you allow all graduates to process out of the arena and then proceed to meet your graduate at the graduate reception located in the lobby. We're so thrilled and happy that you're able to spend this time with us today. Now please join me in prayer. Almighty God, thank you for this wonderful day and the time we have all spent together at this graduation ceremony. Let us leave one another thankful for the many blessings you have bestowed upon us. Bless the Parker University faculty, staff, and students so they live with faith and purpose. Please guide people so we have tolerance for each other, are kind to each other, and live in such a way that when we make our last walk on this earth, you will take us by the hand and say, welcome home. Amen, and congratulations, graduates, once again.